197, you know, a division you're pretty familiar with.
Yep.
You got Max Stout and Luke Surber. Coming to this one, both in the top 15 nationally. Max Stout, a guy who you were very familiar with, and a guy you kind of took under your wing, I'm assuming, in your time at Pitt.
Yeah, you know, Max, he has been and it still is a great partner for me, a great training partner. And he's one of those guys that you really enjoy working with because he's very receptive and he's a hard worker. You never have to worry about him slacking. So I'm excited to see him wrestle. You got some good competition in Surber here. I'm familiar with Surber as well. He was in my weight classes and has had a lot of success there too. So I think for both guys, it'll be a good match.
Surber wrestling for the first time since December 1st due to injury. 19-19 in his career in ranked matchups. So a two-time NCAA qualifier coming in at number 12 in the country at 197.
How many guys do you typically familiarize yourself with in your weight class?
Yeah, you know, as much as you don't maybe like to get caught up in the rankings and results, you can't help but notice the good guys. And like Surber, he was one of those guys that always seemed to be winning and on those result lists. So generally, like the 30 guys at nationals, you're always pretty familiar with. But great shot from Mac.
Really good opportunity for Max Stout coming in today. Obviously wrestling a really talented wrestler in Surber. We were talking to Coach Gavin about Max Stout and how he's sort of jumping into your position in the lineup. And he talked about the fact that, yes, you're losing, obviously, you, who didn't lose really ever. But at the same time, Max Stout, he's kind of his own wrestler, and he's sort of making his own footprint here in this Pitt program.
Definitely, yeah. I think Mac has a very unique style. He's very explosive and very athletically gifted, as well as very skilled in some of his wrestling. And I think that's why it's been exciting to watch. Looks like a little bit of a shoe issue. It's been very exciting to watch him kind of develop his style and, like you said, develop his own unique way of wrestling. And that's something that's always exciting going into the room, just, you know, finding how we can build on his. Coach Gavin always says, expand your lane. We're always trying to expand Mac's lane. So
Stout, another Pitt wrestler with a brother who was a part of the program as well.
Yeah, Kellen was also a teammate of mine. That kind of shows my age there a little bit there. Getting generations of brothers. But yeah, which is also good for Mac. You also got two brothers. Great shot by Mac. It's gonna need a big trip here.
Stout in control of that right leg of Surber.
Great job.
Big takedown.
Pretty clinical there from Stout.
Yeah, very good shot. And that's something, you know, we always see from him is great drag to a single, bringing it up high. Catching both legs for that nice takedown on the edge. A beautiful shot.
Good patience, too, to really wait for that moment to get that second leg.
Yeah, I think that's something he's been developing, just having patience on those legs and knowing, you know, that he can win these scrambles. And, you know, with a guy like Surber who's a big 97 and can also shoot, but he's very funky. So to kind of get that takedown like that is a big win.
Obviously, Max Stout, not many people better to be under than Nino Bonacorsi here at Pitt, but who was sort of your version of that when you came into Pitt? Did you have someone like that who you sort of looked up to, especially someone in your own weight class?
Yeah, you know, I'd honestly say Coach Gavin was at my weight, so he was someone who I also, while he was my head coach, I just trained with every day. And I also had a nice partner coming in last year, Greg Bolsack, who was a big help for me. But, you know, when I was a freshman, funny enough, Mac's brother, who was older than me at the time, he was a weight class above me when I was at 184. He was a big partner for me and a guy I always tried to improve on so I could do well against. So I've had a lot of great partners over the years, and it's nice to be in the position to help the next group of younger guys.
I was going to say, a Bethel Park guy, Mount Lebanon guys, you probably grew up wrestling the Stouts.
Oh, yeah. I grew up since we've been 6, 7 years old. You know, Mac's dad had a club out of Mount Lebanon High School we would always go to. So I think that's why, you know, I feel a lot of connection with these guys, because I grew up wrestling all of them, and it's fun to see them now. And, you know, I just remember when they were skin and bones back then. Now he's big 97, so it's definitely fun. But like I said, it makes me show my age, man.
Years are sneaking up on you, Nino.
Exactly.
Definitely seems like there's some value to that, too. You talk about him, the Mount Lebanon, the Bethel Park connections. You see a guy like you win a national title, and it really speaks to the value of Western Pennsylvania being a wrestling hotbed for years. And you look at guys at Pitt having success at the collegiate level, and it really encourages young guys like you see the people you're signing banners for to, keep wrestling and potentially end up at a school like Pitt.
For sure. I think it just shows this the area. This area loves wrestling and can appreciate, great wrestling. And I think it helps when a local guy like myself or Mac or these Whippeal guys, if they have success here, it speaks volumes to the area and just the schools around it. So it's definitely a great time to be a champ and get some of that praise. But Mac with a nice double leg.
A bit of a defensive bout between Surber and Stout.
Yeah, well, it was great shots from Mac. You can't count Surber out as he's known for a good pace, great funking ability. Look for him to get a score here to kind of even this thing up.
Stout went 8-3 in his redshirt season last year, sitting behind Nino. It's tied for the team lead with 3 pins.
Big stall point for Mac.
I'm sure you gotta love the amount of shots that Stout's taking. Obviously, that was your bread and butter, going through college. But I feel like Max really opened up his offense a lot this year.
Definitely, yeah, and that's something the staff has been trying to work on. This is where you got to finish quick. Because Surber's a little funky here, can't hang out. Takedown here would be huge with short time left.
23 to go in the second period.
He's going to want to hook that bottom ankle with Mac's right foot. Mac looking to hang on a little bit.
It seemed like he just kind of stopped right there as opposed to trying to improve that position.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, a big thing Mac's been working on, obviously, is his shot output and just putting a couple shots together, is like you saw there. But something to work on is making sure to always finish fast on these guys, especially high-level guys like Surber. You can't wait around down there. They'll make you pay, or luckily enough, got a nice little stalemate there.
You talk about a guy like Stout who's sort of developed into someone who takes more shots. Going back to that three-point takedown rule, that's an advantageous part of the new rule set for a guy like Stout who's still kind of developing a little bit, and he's really developing nicely, and this rule is going to help him out.
Yeah, it's nice to see too. It's easy to see a younger guy coming kind of new into the lineup, maybe being a little hesitant, and he's right back in on that leg. I was talking about, always got to be moving here because Surber is funky and he's going to look to come out the back door here.
And he grabbed that ankle right away. It seemed like Stout just stopped trying to improve that position.
Surber looking to hook that foot. Might be close to a takedown here, but
John Smith going crazy on the side. Did you see this being 2 or 3, I should say?
It's very close. Mac had that foot tight. I'm personally going to say it was. I don't think that was a takedown. It was very close.
You see John Smith in the background there too. It looks like his heart rate monitor might be going off there. He's losing his mind over on the bench.
Brick didn't go across the rim again.
Hard double leg shot there. But again,
same position, we're right back where we were.
A 5-2 lead for Stout heading into the final minute. Right time not a factor.
Yeah, same spot.
Has that foot. Not quite a takedown.
John Smith looks like he wants to get out there himself.
If you're Surber here, how can you try to improve to get that to 3?
You're going to want to maybe try to get under those arms and just break that grip of and lock of Mac. He has that thing real tight. It's a real tricky position to score, but if you want that takedown, you might have to break that grip to get full control. What I love about Mac, though, he keeps shooting, even though he's up on the scoreboard.
continues to do just that with a half a minute to go.
He's okay with hanging out here as time winds down. Surber's going to want to look to either stalemate this quickly or look to score. They're going to get the stalemate.
You'll take that if you're Stout at this point.
Oh, yeah. Definitely with short time like this, but now's a time where you can put your defense in, but love the shots. Offense is the best defense, but
Just got to work on some finishes, and he'd have a lot of points here in this one.
potentially a major, but huge win for Mac here.
Big.
Really great match. A lot of good offense.
Max Stout on Nino Bonacorsi Day here at the Fitz gets the win at 197. A really strong performance for him against Luke Surber, both in the top 15 of the national rankings, and Stout gets the better of his Oklahoma State counterpart. And the sights and sounds of Nino Bonacorsi's honoring here at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse in Pittsburgh.